Hello everyone, welcome. It's 4 o'clock. Let's start. Okay, thank you. Please
Hello,
put
good
off the
afternoon,
music.
everyone.
We are about to start now. Thank you. It's 4 o'clock. Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming in early.
Thank you too.
Okay, so you're welcome to the Better Farmers Training Program. Welcome. As you're coming in, please mute your mic. Mute your microphone. Make sure your audio is set and ready. Ensure you are seated and settled for the session. Avoid any form of distractions, please, because this session is going to be very powerful like the last one. Welcome, I can see you. If you can see me and you can hear me, please let me see a thumbs up. Can you see me? Can you hear me? All right. Thank you for watching. Okay, so like I said, it's already after 4 and we have to start right on time. And I need you, more importantly, to be with your paper and biro. Your paper and your biro is very, very important for this session. Last Saturday, on Tuesday, we experienced a very beautiful training. And I know that a lot of us were here. If you were here on Tuesday, please let me see. Let me see with your thumbs up, those of us that were here on Tuesday. Tuesday 4 to 6 p.m. Were you here? Tuesday 4 to 6 p.m. Good. All right, so you know what I'm talking about. You know how exciting and interesting the session was. All right, so let me just give Mr. Mark the chance to come and do an announcement, then we'll take it up from there. Mr. Mark. Mr. Mark, please come in for the announcement so that we can continue.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mark.
Good afternoon. You're welcome, Mr. Mark.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mark.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Thank you very, very much for joining. How are we doing today? Thank you very much. How are we doing today?
We are doing well. By God's grace.
By God's grace.
We are doing well, sir.
How was our weekend?
Good.
It's going well.
The weekend is going well.
The weekend is going well. I believe that.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to today's training. My name is McDonald. I have been trying to ensure that we are live on YouTube. So I apologize for not responding on time when the moderator called me. I was trying to make sure that we are live on YouTube. So if you have issues joining us here on Google Meet, or you have anybody that's having issues joining us here on Google Meet, please refer the person to join us on YouTube. We are live on YouTube currently. We are currently live on YouTube, and the person can always join us straight up from YouTube. Thank you very much, everyone. So we are welcome once again to the Better Farmers Training Projects 2025. The Better Farmers Training Projects, the batch one. Please, I want to confirm, can we hear me, both those on Google Meet and those on YouTube? Please, if you can hear me from YouTube, can you put up your hands or say something in the live chats? I'm on YouTube too. So can I see you say something in the live chats if you can hear me from YouTube? All right. Okay, yes, we can hear you. Thank you very much. Welcome to Better Farmers Training Projects Day 2. Day 2. In the one we kicked off with introductions of GSAI, kicked off with introduction of the Better Farmers Training Project. And I will do a little rundown for those of us that were not here in the day one, that missed the day one for either one reason or the other. So the Growth for Sustainable Agriculture Initiative is a non-governmental organization that supports African farmers in adopting sustainable and profitable agricultural practices to improve food security and production. And GSAI is the acronym for Growth for Sustainable Agricultural Initiative. We also organize impactful programs and trainings that educate farmers. So GSAI has a mantra that we do not need more farmers in Nigeria, but instead we need better farmers in Nigeria. And that's why we are all out. We partner with organizations. We organize trainings like this. We ensure that we contribute to capacity development just to ensure that we have better farmers that do not do things the normal way other farmers does it, but they farm differently. So the Better Farmers Training Project is an initiative of GSAI that's aimed at training and equipping farmers in Nigeria and globally. So this training project is not just only for Nigerians. So if you have a South African, you have a Cameroonian, you have even someone from the United States, globally, we want to train them. We have a dedicated focus on producing well-trained and high-producing farmers. And you know, one thing that excites my heart about this training is the quality of the facilitators that we have. If you noticed, if you were here on day one, while making the introductions, I didn't talk about the quality of the facilitators we had. I wanted to keep it on that for us to practically go through and understand the quality of the facilitators we had. And we saw that those of us that were in the day one, we saw the first speaker, Mr. Hazurike Lucky, the second speaker, Mrs. Omolala Adewoye. They delivered exceptionally well. These are not just your normal speakers you meet on an everyday basis. Those of us that will be in the call today, you would also see it. So the Better Farmers Training Project wants to train well-trained and high-producing farmers. And each batch aims to train participants on two agricultural problems that will be solved or reduced to their barest minimum. A question in your heart may be, why do we keep hearing this almost every time? We heard this the first time, we are hearing this now. We are bringing out two agricultural problems, and our goal is that these agricultural problems should be solved or reduced to their barest minimum. So one goal of this training is that at the end of the 6 weeks of this training, we want a participant to go back and say, I have learned something about integrated pest management, and I have been able to apply what I have learned to my farm. Another participant should say, I have learned something about digital agriculture and agri-data management, and I am now deciding to go digital. Most of us are still planning to be subsistent in our farming, still planning to have small farms. But digital agriculture is teaching you to go digital, go the numbers. So access to training and training materials will be completely free, and it will be dropped in the WhatsApp group at the end of the training. The training links will be dropped 5 minutes to class time. And I am sorry, I must say this, that the training links was dropped almost at 4 o'clock today. We apologize for that. We had some technical glitches, and that's what made us drop the links late enough. So we apologize for that. Subsequently, we will try to drop the training links 5 minutes to the class time. And to get the training e-certificate, which is completely optional. So GSAI will also certify participants who wish to be certified. So those that wish to be certified will have to make a donation to the project to the sum of 5,000 naira if you want to get one certificate. If you want to be a learning, you wish to be a certified integrated pest manager that can be a consultant to another person. You could be like, I learned this from GSAI's training. I got a certificate. I am now a certified integrated pest manager. You find a farm, you meet the owner of the farm. What's going on? Pests are disturbing you. Book a session with me as a certified pest manager, and I'm going to procure solutions to your problems. And you make your money. So if you need that, either in IPM or as a certified digital agriculturist, you make 5,000. But if you want to pay for the boats, instead of paying 10,000 naira, you pay 8,000 naira only. So I will drop the account number and the form that you fill when you want to do that. And the deadline is 6th December 2025, which is the last day of this training. Then remember to follow us on all our social media accounts so that you'll be updated on all our projects and our interventions. We have a LinkedIn account. Follow us on LinkedIn at Growth for Sustainable Agriculture Initiative. We have an Instagram account. Follow us at GSAI. We have a Facebook account. Follow us at Growth for Sustainable Agriculture Initiative. And we have a YouTube account, which we are streaming live now. If you have not yet subscribed to the YouTube account, please, we beg you to subscribe. Just click the subscribe button. It doesn't hurt. Thank you very much. I'll give more announcements later. Let me give us time so that we'll give our facilitators time to train us today. And please, I inquire of both of us, please, all of us, get your pen, get your writing materials, get ready for the class, get your minds available, get your minds running. Feel free to ask tactical questions. The moderator is going to guide us on all what we need. Be in the class. And remember, the goal is to be a better farmer at the end of this training. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Mark. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so I remember asking how many of us were here last on Tuesday during the first session, and some people raised their hands. I think that time we were not many, so I'd still love to see those of us that were here on Tuesday for the first session. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Please, this is an interactive session. It's an interactive training. We are not going to entertain people that are not responding to us. Okay? So let's respond. If you were here, all right. I'm seeing a lot of hands up. That's great. So you know the rules already. Mr. Lawal, mute your mic, please. Mr. Lawal, mute your mic. Okay, so we already know the rules of the training. You only speak when you are told to speak. All mics muted, your pens and paper ready for the class. And you only ask questions when it is time for questions. You can drop your questions in the chat box. It will be attended to. Those on YouTube, those on Google Meet, drop your questions in the comments on the chat box, and we will definitely attend to them. In fact, some of them can be attended to during the training, but you cannot unmute during the training to ask questions. So last week, on Tuesday, we talked about pest management, right? And we learned that integrated pest management is very good, although pest control can kill the weeds and the crops as well. Those of us that were here understand what was going on. And you can decide to control one pest, a pest that attacks a particular crop instead of the whole crop. Okay, so those of us that were here, we know the person that is taking us on this integrated pest management, but I am still going to talk about him again. I am still going to introduce him again because you cannot have this kind of profile and you will not be introducing yourself every day. So let me introduce our expert facilitator who will lead the exclusive training on integrated pest management for crop and animal farms. Mr. Nze Oazurike Lucky, a trainer, an innovator, an agribusiness professional with over a decade of experience advancing sustainable food systems across Nigeria. He has partnered with leading organizations, including USAID, UNIDO, AFDB, and IITA, delivering high-impact projects in food safety, value chain development, and climate-smart agriculture. He has played key roles in developing cassava quality frameworks under UNIDO WACQIP, strengthening yam seed systems through IITA's Percival projects. He is a passionate advocate of integrated pest management, and he focuses on practical low-cost strategies that reduce pesticide use, protect the environment, and empower farmers to achieve safer, more resilient production systems. Don't miss this opportunity to learn from an expert who is shaping the future of sustainable agriculture in Nigeria. Put your hands together for Mr. Nze Ohazurike Lucky. Put your hands together. If I do not see you put your hands together, you know me. He is not coming up. So put your hands together. Yes. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. All right, let's keep it coming. Yes. Mr. Lucky,
Good afternoon.
you promised us some hot, more hot training today, and we are here for you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And
good evening.
don't forget, my name is Ekemi Newborn, and I am your moderator for today. All right, Mr. Lucky,
Good
take over.
afternoon.
Thank you. Good
Can you hear me?
afternoon, Mr. Lucky. Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you very much for having me again today. Thank you. I will share my screen. I know that last time we all enjoyed I know that last time we most of us enjoyed the the presentation. Some of us that were available. Today we'll be looking at our module 2. You can hear me? You can see the screen? Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can hear you and we can see the screen.
Okay. Today I'll be going off completely. I'll be using a different pattern. Because this is more of practical and field experience. We need to take a different dimension. This module 2 is about pest identification. So for some of us that
Mr. Mupitan, kindly off your speaker.
for some of us that were not here last class, I would like to explain what is IPM again in a more friendly way. IPM is seen as a safe and smart and environmental friendly way of controlling pests by using a combination of methods, which include cultural practices, biological control methods, chemical method, and chemical method. But we try as much as possible to advocate that chemical, if possible, we may not even need to use chemical at all. So if you get it, it means that we'll move to the next slide. Practical pest identification assignment. This is why I said that we are going to shift completely. You have your pen, you have your paper. I want you to take your time to. This is a question that I want you to answer. Why you also pay attention to the explanations of the class today.
Again. Muna online session ina kulle kiran. Ko din ko biyu ba za ku samu. Dole a zo a nemo maka waya mu ka san yanzu wayoyin ne. A'a, wani
People should mute their mic now. This is a public place, please.
The technical team will start removing people that do not mute their mic. Everybody, right now, ensure your mic is mute. Mute your mic, or we'll start removing you. Please, Mr. Lucky, go on. Thank you. Sorry for the disturbance. Hello, Mr. Lucky, are you still with us? Okay, I think network. Hello, sir.
I think the technical team should.
Mr. Lucky, please unmute your mic now. Mr. Lucky, can you hear us? Are you still with us on the call? Mr. Lucky. I can see his mouse I think his network is bad. Please, McDonald, can you reach out to him again? Let's see.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear
yes,
you.
please, we can hear you now.
Yeah,
Please
yeah,
go
you
ahead.
We can hear you. We can hear you. Go ahead, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry for that. I think it's a technical issues. So I was trying to define or explain further.
We are with you.
Um, yes, the IPM. The IPM is a safe and smart and environmental friendly way of controlling pests by using a combination of methods such as using cultural practices, biological practices, mechanical practices, and if possible, without even using chemical at all. This is IPM for you. So I the screen, you can see the assignment. I said it's a practical test pest identification assignment. Crop focus, tomato, open field, or greenhouse. Scenario one, because we'll be having many scenarios as we go on in the next modules. Scenario one, a farmer in Kaduna notices hello, farmer in Kaduna noticed that his tomato plants are showing unusual symptoms. He reports the following: young leaf appears coiled upwards, presence of tiny green yellow insects clustered on the tender shoots, sticky substances on the leaves, ants frequently climbing up and down the bottom stems. Your task is to use IPM principles, identify the most likely pests, explain how you arrive at the identification, and suggest what additional information you would collect if you were unsure. So I just give you maybe what few more minutes to copy it out before we proceed. It's important for us to use our head while we are also listening. It's really important. Some of us are already in the field. We have greenhouses, you have tomato. Right now, some people have already planted our greenhouse, open field. We have tomatoes, pepper everywhere. So some of us have been in this field for a long time. This should be easier or easy for you to address. That is the way you may think it. But like the question asks, have you done that? So if you have done that, I'm moving.
Go ahead. Go to the next page, please. Thank you.
Move on, sir.
Uh, Please hold on. I don't know what the problem is. Hold on. My screen is not moving. I'm trying to move it. It's not moving. Mr. Mark. Mr. Mark, please, can you share the screen for me?
Okay, please. All
Yeah,
right, sir, please.
it's not moving from here.
All right, sir. All right, sir. We will soon start doing that right away, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, hello, sir. Please, you can go ahead, sir, please.
Hello, have you shared it?
Yes, we are doing
Hello?
that right away. Please, you can go ahead, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Please, are you with us?
Hello, sir. Mr. Mark has shared the screen for you. Please, are you with us? Can you hear us? Mr. Lucky, I think his network. Oh, yeah, network issues. He will rejoin. Please bear with us. I'm sure he's trying to rejoin. Okay, while we are waiting for Mr. Lucky, those of us that were here on Tuesday, and we came with our books, can we go through the book and share something? If you know you want to share something from your book, can I see your hands up so that I can call you up? You just share what you learned last on Tuesday for those of us that were not here. Did you hear me? And so those of us that were here on Tuesday for this first session with Mr. Lucky, can I see your hands up so you can just run us through what you learned, what you remember from the last session with Mr. Lucky while we are waiting for him, so that those people that were not here on Tuesday can just understand what we learned.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Yusuf.
My name is Comrade Maman Muazi Omega.
All
I
right.
was here on Tuesday. Basically, what I learned about IPM is that all these vectors, or being it diseases that affect our crops. So actually, we understand that pests cannot be eradicated, but controlled. The reason is that some of all those crops, they tend to develop resistance to some of
Please remove Fatima from that place. Let us concentrate.
So actually, they are resistant to some of the chemicals they spray on them most time. But we are not discouraging anybody not to apply any of those chemicals. But we are made to understand that when you continue to administer them, it will get to a point that there will be resistance to them. So what we need to do is that we'll continue to explore the various biological, cultural, and control methods to control some of all those pests in our crops. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Maman. Thank you. That was really insightful. So we should we are not discouraging people from pouring chemicals in their farm, but we are advising that if there is a way you can avoid it, please avoid it, right? Thank you. Thank you so much. Please, let's give a round of applause for Mr. Maman. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I see Mr. Van Paul's hand. Please, you can unmute and tell us what you learned.
Good evening. My name is Paul Namde. On the last section of the class, we are advised to adhere to the prescription of even the chemical that we want to use to control the pests in our farms, as overdose or underdose may cause issues in the farm. So we must adhere to the dosage of each chemical that we are using. Thank you.
That is very significant. Thank you, Mr. Paul. That is very, very significant. Please put your hands together for him. So you know that just like how you are taking your drugs at home, if you are not feeling fine, you want to take your drugs. If the doctor says 3 tablets in the morning, and then you are taking 3 tablets in the morning, 3 in the night, and you say, okay, since altogether is going to be 6 tablets, let me do 2, 2, 2, or let me do 1, 1, 1. You are going to deceive yourself. You are just deceiving yourself. And that is the same for our farms. If you do not follow the dosage, don't give overdose and don't give underdose. All right, we have Faith raising hand. Faith, please, can you tell us what you learned? Thank you. Unmute yourself.
All right. Good afternoon, ma. And thank you so much for the privilege, ma. All right. So I learned that Pest's IPM itself is a journey. It is a process, and it does not end. We also learn about the philosophy of pest management, how that there is no single solution to pest problem, and too much of pesticide at the same time can cause problem. I also learned that relying on one control measure can also cause problem in the long run. Then while tackling any pest issues, we are meant to find the cause of that pest attack and control it, first of all, by understanding the cause of the attack. And then as a farmer, you are also meant to accept that a small amount of damage is normal and is manageable. So that is just a summary of what I was able to learn during the course of the training. Thank you, ma.
Put your hands together for Faith. Faith, thank you. Thank you. Do you know, I also learned from, I'm just learning a lot from what you are sharing. And I know that we learned that day, but it's a little refresher. Like she said, a little damage on your products is not bad. Don't think that because you planted something, everything is going to be looking so sparkling. You will not have one tiny hole in your pepper. No. So as much as a little damage is okay, it doesn't mean that you should allow pests to take over your farm. Then if you are using, if you are, just know that IPM is a journey. It's not something that once I do it today, that is final. It is a journey. Okay, I think I saw another hand raised. Thank you, Faith. Thank you. That was beautiful. Did I see another hand that was raised? Please, if your hand was raised, unmute and talk. Mr. Otu, your hand is raised. Please say something.
Yes. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Mr. Otu.
Yes, I am Otu. I'm from Cross River State, Biase, precisely. And one of the most important things I learned on that Tuesday was that there are some crops that we plant in our farm in their normal season. They withstand pests. So there are some crops that you plant, like for instance now, maize. Let me use maize as an example. During raining season, the first rain that comes in some location, when you plant maize at that particular period, you see that you end up having a good harvest, because as the rain is coming, the pest that was supposed to disturb your maize will not withstand the amount of rain that is falling that season. And as such, your maize would yield well. And during dry season, in the case of cassava, there are some cassava that are resistant to pests. No matter how hard or how strong the disease may attack such cassava, they will still withstand, because the species itself is a strong one. So whatever we are doing when it comes to agriculture, we should check the timing of what we want to plant, and then the species of what you want to plant. I think when we combine these two factors together, we can manage pests even without using chemicals in our farm. That is the little idea I have, because I joined the class late that Tuesday.
Please put your hands together for Mr. Otu. That was beautiful. Even though you joined the class late, look at a lot that you gained. That was beautiful. Thank you. Please, if you have answered, except you want to say something again, please let your hands go down. Please take away your hands if you have spoken. Okay, so we have people watching with us on YouTube. We see you, YouTubers. If you have anything to say, please put it in the chat box and we are going to read it out, please. Okay, so Mr. Muhammad, you have something to say to us? Please unmute.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, I want to appreciate the effort of everybody here, starting from the presenter and my fellow colleagues that share what they have learned from the previous lectures. From my side, what I have learned from the previous lectures is effective pest control need somebody to know, first of all, the pest itself, like the characteristic of the pest, physical characteristic and other characteristics that favor the growth of that pest, and also the conditions, some of the conditions that favor the dispersal of that pest in that specific location. This is what I have learned. And other thing that I have learned again is, for effective pest management, someone needs to be interchanging the active ingredient of a given pest, because if you keep using pesticide with single active ingredient, as time goes on, that pest might develop resistance to that pesticide. So a farmer need to be changing active ingredients. Thank you. This is what I have learned.
Please put lines together for Muhammad. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, I got it that once you keep giving somebody a particular type of food, the person will get tired and start to vomit. All right, so if you keep giving your treating your pests, treating the crops with a particular pesticide and a particular ingredient, very soon it's going to be tired of it and develop resistance. Thank you. Please, let's put our hands down because the time is here. Let's put our hands down. Faith Mohammed, please drop your hands because Mr. Lucky is back with us. Hi, Mr. Lucky. It's good to have you back. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sorry, everyone, for some technical issue. Can you hear me?
Very loud and clear.
Okay, we'll start. You guys got the first slide where I said we have an assignment. So we are moving forward. That assignment will be submitted at the end of today's presentation. Please, while you're at it, you also pay attention. What is pest? Pests are organisms that damages or interferes with desirable plants in our fields, orchards, landscapes, wildland, or damages homes or other structures. Pests also include organisms that impact human or animal health. Pests may transmit disease or may be a nuisance. Pests can be a weed, vertebrate. Pest can be a plant, which is also a weed. Then a vertebrate with like birds, rodents, other mammals. Invertebrate like insects, tick, mite, snail, nematode, pathogens like bacteria, virus, fungus. They cause diseases and other unwanted organisms that may harm water quality, animal life, or other parts of ecosystem. Now, how do we identify pests using integrated pest management method? Pest identification is the first and most important step in integrated pest management, in the sense that if you misidentify a pest, you will choose the wrong control method. You will waste money. You will sometimes even worsen the problem. IPM begins with this question: what exactly is causing the damage? If you ask this question first, then you know you will have a very good answer. What is pest identification, like we said? Pest identification is the process of correctly determining the organism that is causing damages in crops or in livestock. This includes identifying the type of pest, whether it is insect, disease, weed, nematode, rodent, birds, etc. It could be the species or group. Example, fall armyworm or catworm. This includes identifying the life stage of that pest. Check the eggs, check the larva, check the nymph, check the adults. It means you are identifying the nature of damage, whether they are chewing, sucking, boring, rotting, wilting. Correct identification is equal to correct management. Note that correct identification is equal to correct management. Why pest management is important in IPM? One, it prevents misuse of chemicals. Example, spraying insecticide for a fungal disease is wasteful and harmful. It helps select the most effective control method, biological, whether cultural or mechanical or chemical. It prevents pest resistance. Correct identification helps rotate pesticide properly. It saves money, protects beneficial insects. Many pests are actually beneficial. Ladybirds, lacewings, they are beneficial pests. They also support early detection and prevention. You cannot control what you cannot recognize. So if you don't know the problem, if you don't know that it's a pest or what kind of pest it is, then you can't solve it. So you must know, you must know, you must identify, you must know the problem before you move forward. Type of pests to identify. In IPM, pest falls into 6 categories, into 6 major groups. Insects and mites. Example of insect and mite are white flies, aphid, armyworm, weevil, ticks. Identification clue to this is you have when you see crops that have holes, when you see crops that are chewing marks, tracks. That's what I mean by tracks. I mean insect dropping, like the fallworm. When you go in there in the morning or late in the evening, you will see droppings. You also see their leaf coloring, showing that it is a particular kind of insect. This group is insect and mite. They leave chewing mark, they have holes, they also leave droppings. Second one, disease. You identify them with a disease. Example, blight, wilt, mosaic virus. Identification clue for this set is the color change in the crops, the spots, the rots, the wilt, the mold growth. The third one is the weed. There are invasive, these weeds are invasive plants competing with crops. How do you identify them? They are fast growing. They even grow more than the crops itself. They compete vigorously with the crops. So they grow faster. They even take more nitrogen from the soil, take all the required nutrients in the soil. They have seed heads and they have different leaf shapes. 4, nematodes. Fine, you can see them through microscopic, that they are warm in soil. Clue, when you have root galls, stunted roots, poor yield. In vegetables, you have rats, birds, wild animals. Clue to identify them is their bite mark. When you see their bite mark, you will know these are birds, or you know that these are rats. Their droppings, their tracks. When you come to your farm, if you are paying attention, if you are taking good recognizers, you will notice that there are tracks. Stored product pests, like in our warehouses, we drop our processed materials, processed crops in the store. So there are pests there too. Beetles, moths, rodents attacking stored grains. How do you know? The clue to that is holes in grains, dusts, and wibbling. Tools used for pest identification. Basic field tools. Handless, I've mentioned this before. Handless. It's even very easy that you have a handless. Whenever you go for scouting or monitoring, you just pick a leaf and look through it. What you will see will amaze you. Notebook for writing and jotting things down. Pheromone traps, sweep nets, sticky cards. Most people that are in greenhouse, most of them, if you go there, you will see them having sticky cards, yellow or blue. They stick them. It has gum. When you in the morning, when you place them and go back later to check, you will see a lot of insects or pests attached to it, because insects and pests, they are attracted to colors. Other field tools like field knife, soil auger for drilling the soil to run soil test analysis. How to identify pests? Step-by-step method. Observe the plants, stroke animal. Look for spots, holes, webbing, then discoloration, larva. Look for the adults. Look for the frags, that's insect dropping, wilting. For larva and adults, when you have a large infestation of a worms, when you go there in the morning, you will see the larva, you will see them, you see the adult ones. They are everywhere, early morning and late in the evening. You see them coming out to feed. 2, look for the pest. Check under the leaf, stem joints, soil surface. At night time, some pests are nocturnal, they move in the night. Then, for some, you can identify them through the root zone. You check whether it's a chewing insect or a suckling insect or fungus or a virus or a weed or a rodent. Then you also check the life stage, like we mentioned before. Different stages require different control. Caterpillar larva respond to Bititoxin. Adult moths does not. Then you also match symptoms to pests. There are symptoms you see in the field, in your crop. You match them with what you already know that this is what the pest is. How do you match the symptom to pest? You have, for instance, symptom that you can easily observe: leaves with holes, window panel effects. For the likely pest is going to be a worm. The pest category is likely going to be insect or chewing. Confirmation clue is check for frags in the leaf. Likely, if it's a worm, when you check the whole leaf of a maize, for instance, you will see that they are chewing. You see they are also eating it. Another example is the another symptom is that I'm trying to explain matching the symptom to pest. Symptom: plants cut at the base, at the seedling stage. Some of us, when we plant maize or sorghum or some other cereal crops, in the morning, when they are still small, you will come, they have already cut them. You will be wondering, what kind of animal did this? What kind of animal has done this? But the culprit there, the likely pest is catworm. Catworm. The pest is chewing because they have to chew to cut all the seeds down, all the young plants down. How do you confirm? Dig around the soil, dig around the soil. The larva is hiding there during the day. In the early hour, you see them coming out to cause damages. You can also do this also by linking identification to IPM action. When you notice all these problems, all these pests, all these insects, all these diseases that are there, you'll be able to tell the pest type and also the IPM control priority that you're going to use. Please bear in mind that the reason for this course is to make sure, at least to make sure that we as farmers reduce the use of chemicals, reduce the use of pesticide, if possible. When you have an insect attack, what are you going to do? The first IPM control priority you have to engage in is biological. Then you go to cultural. Then if it continues, then you now use a selective insecticide. When it's just a disease, you use a resistant variety to plants. Then do sanitation and also use fungicides. When it's weed problem, because some weeds are also pest itself, use cultural method. You then move to mechanical. If it persists, if you keep on refuse to move, then you now use herbicide. at a recommended dosage. Nematodes. Nematode is the best solution to is crop rotation. Then you move to organic matter. Then you move to resistant variety. Most of the times, like I explained, using plantain, for instance, that's you have a lot of nematode or yam. You have a lot of nematode infestation in them. If a particular soil is infected, all you need to do first is you look at it, use crop rotation, then move to organic matter, then check if it persists. Then it means that the variety or where you got your varieties, they are all wrong, or they are already infested before you brought them to your farm. Then you have to use a resistant variety. Rodents. Rodents. The first thing you do is just a trap. Like we have monkeys, we have birds, we have a lot of things. You use trap. Then after trap, you do sanitation. Then you use uh, rodent chemical, the chemicals they use for rodents that they kill them. Then you talk about mites and tick. The first thing you do is use acaricides. Then you use hygiene. You go straight to hygiene. Then you use habitat control. These are simple things we should do when we notice that this is a pest or this is the problem. Then we know the possible or the next IPM control method to use. Then let us look at the pests, poultry, and livestock. Try to identify what they do. Well, pests causes behavioral changes in animals and reduce production. Not to mention the implication on animals. We talk about pests can cause damages to structures. Excessive or improper use of pesticide can cause or create harmful and illegal residue in meat or eggs. Pests can serve as disease reservoir and makes animals sick. Pests can reduce production, resulting in less production of milk, eggs. Pests can annoy workers and create frustrating logistics. Yes. Rodents problems. Poultry facilities and bans. We can see pests can attract losses. It can attract foxes. It can attract raccoons and other chicken predators. When you have a lot of all these rodents in your farm, in your poultry house, you see that you're not only facing the problem of the rodents destroying your feed and the rest of it, but it attracts other bigger animals that want to eat them too, thereby destroying your farm. Pests, they now on structures, mechanicals, and electrical utility. We have seen these things. Rodents, they eat up wires and thereby causing problems. If you have a very good setup in your farm whereby everything is automated, and rodent comes in and decide to eat some part of the structures, you know what will happen? If the automation is not working anymore, it means that by 6 o'clock or by 7 o'clock, yes, your system is supposed to water or is supposed to use pesticide. It may not even work anymore. So it affects. It also bring losses. ID rodents habits. It's a very big problem. Consumers, it consumes and contaminates feeds. It consumes and contaminates feed. Let's look at IPM. What is normal? What is normal? That's the question of every farmer. Is it really a problem? When you notice something in your farm, is it really a problem? Is it normal? That's the first question you ask. Is it normal? Is it you saw a hole in your maize farm? Is this thing supposed to be like that? You saw droppings. You ask that question. Is it supposed to be like this? You scout round and you say, is this thing normal? If it's not normal, then you know what to do. If it's normal, then you move ahead. Now, let's turn to how IPM is applied to a crop. The first question that needs to be answered, like I said before, is it normal? Sometimes what appears to be a symptom is really just non-pest related expressions of plant genetics or response to environmental condition. So the first thing is to ask is if what you see is normal, as it's applied to pest diagnosis and integrated pest management. What do you do? Take for instance, rice leaf turning yellow. Rice leaf turning yellow. A farmer noticed that the rice leaf are turning yellow at the tips and assume it's a pest or disease. Check if it is normal. Why? Early yellowing at the leaf tip of older rice plants may actually be a nutrient deficiency. Example, nitrogen or natural aging, not pest damage. That is why this example is used here for you to ask, is it normal? Because some people will say, oh, it could be a problem. My crop is yellowing. No, there's a problem with it. Without considering that it may not be a pest problem, it may be a nitrogen deficiency problem. Since there are no feeding marks, no insects, and yellowing flower follows soil pattern, it's likely non-pest related. What do you do? Conduct a soil test or apply balanced fertilizer instead of spraying pesticide. Example 2, cassava leaf curling. When you see your cassava leaf curling, then you know. Somebody will say, the farmer observed cassava leaf curling and thinks it's cassava mosaic disease. You ask yourself, check whether it is normal. Young cassava leaf often curl slightly during rapid growth or hot weather. This is normal physiological response. Young cassava leaf often coil slightly during rapid growth or hot weather. The coil is normal physiological response. Signs that is normal. If coiling is accompanied by mosaic, yeah, that is, if it's accompanied by yellow-green patches or stunted roots, then it's pest related. There are a lot of farms like that. You see a particular part of your cassava is doing well. If you check it, their leaves are good. They don't have yellow-green patches, and they don't have stunted growth. And some section of your farm, you also see those ones that are stunted. You know, you look at them, you can see the yellow-green patches. When you see this, then it's pest related. Action: if normal, no control needed. If you CMD infected plants and replant, remove infected plants and replant with clean cuttings. Example 3, holes on maize leaves. Small holes appear on maize leaves after rain. Is it normal? Like I said before, raindrop splashes, wind damages, or fertilizer burn can cause minor leaf spots or tears that looks like pest hole. If you find lava, if you find frags, if you find the leaves are rolled, then it's likely a pest problem. It is likely a forewarn are involved. Early morning, if you come to your farm, in your maize farm, and you check, you will see those frags, you will see those blah 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 things inside the maize. You know there's a pest problem. You not just one, you go around, look everywhere, then you see if if there's a majority of them, then it's a pest related problem. If normal, do nothing. If it's a pest, apply appropriate control measures. Before taking any action, please note that you have to compare with healthy plants. Check the pattern, random or uniform, and look for actual pests or sign. Sometimes what looks like pest damage is just normal plant behavior or environmental stress. and acting too quickly may waste time, money, or harm beneficial plants. The next slide. What is the problem when we look at the IPM? Then we have to look at proper identification. You have seen that it's a pest. Then you have to go for proper identification. It is critical. Why is it? Because it's the first step to do. Once you determine that something is abnormal, the first step is to figure out what the problem is. If you identify the problem correctly, you can learn how it develops and when the best type of control you can apply. First, part of the identification process is to know how and what the pest attacks. That lets us focus on the parts of the plant that are affected and to look for distinctive patterns in the field that help us assess the issue. 3 resources are provided for this. How and what does the pest attack? Only the plants of the interested of interest affected, part of plant affected, patterns in the field. Now it brings us down to concept of threshold level. Concept of threshold level. There's what they call economic threshold level, ETL. There's what they call economic injury level, EIL. Economic threshold level is the pest population level at which action must be taken to prevent the pest from reaching the economic injury level. In simple words, ETL, the pest level at which you must control the pest to avoid economic loss. I would like you to pay attention because we are in it. We have to know what to do. The pest level at which you must control the pest to avoid economic loss. It is the warning point, the moment you must act before damages become too costly. That is what you call economic threshold level. Example. Worm in maize. Agronomic guidelines. For instance, you have your ETL as 5% of plants with a 4-worm larva. You have your economic injury level at 10 to 20% damage depending on stage. What do you do? Practical interpretation of this. After scouting, you scout that a maize field, and after scouting your maize farm, you find out that 5 out of 100 plants is infected. That's what it means that your ETL economic threshold level is 5%. At ETL, it means that you have to act now, apply control. If you want to wait until you get to 10 to 20 plants, it means that there will be a problem. It means that at economic injury level, you are already losing yield. When you notice that 5% has a problem, apply control immediately. If you allow it to get more than 10% to 20%, it means that you're already losing, your yields are going down. Because 4-worms, they have ways of reducing yield. When they eat your maize plant, they will now start having stunted growth, and they will not even do well. Another example is aphids in vegetable. Your ETL for amphied is when 10 to 20% amphied per leaves. When you get a leaf, that's why in every farm you're supposed to have a handless. A handless. 10 to 20% amphied per leaf. Or colonies forming within a honeydew present, especially during this dry season. You will see it, a leaf, you will see a kind of a honeydew present, and you see a kind of colony of amphied around it. At this point, apply a safe control method. Most of the time, it's good to use neem or soap spray, or you even release ladybird. Or if none of this works, which I doubt, you will use a selective insecticide.
For instance, right now, if there is not rainy season, you know, say there was a rubber things they are eating the
Can you write down your question, please?
Who is talking? I already said that all questions should be in the chat
leaves.
box.
And
There will be time for questions. You cannot just unmute in the middle of the session and start asking questions, please. Let's
okay.
understand what we are doing. Okay.
Then we
Just
move to
write
number
it
4.
down.
How many pests are there? When you recognize these things, you don't ask your question, how many pests are there? Is it too early or too late to control? Is it too early to management
It's early.
must be at the correct time.
It's early. Early to control. It's early to
Okay,
control.
sir. Can you mute yourself, please?
Please mute
Immediately
your
after the
mic.
question.
Don't answer the questions.
I
It's
understand.
a rhetorical question.
I understand.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm hearing you.
Yes, just off your mic, please.
Okay.
Management must be at the correct time to maximize effectiveness. Determine an action threshold. How many pests are too many? Economic health and aesthetic care threshold. The next question is, how many pests are there? The critical level for treatment decision are referred to as action threshold. The critical levels of treatment decisions are referred to action threshold. The most common type of action threshold is based on economic return and is called economic threshold. Other action triggers like health or legal threshold may be also considered. Now we'll move. I explained before what EIL is. The pest density at which management action should be taken to prevent an increasing pest population from reaching the economic injury level. It means that the level at which the pest causes economic loss, that's injury level, economic injury level. Then what action should be taken? Action is already late. If you allow it to reach that economic injury level, then there's no action. Action is already late. Loss has already started. Whatever you do is already half of it. Farmer-friendly definition of EIL means only control a pest when the money you will lose from the pest is more than the money you will spend to control it. It's very simple. Economic injury level. What it's telling us is only control a pest when the money you will lose from the pest is more than the money you will spend to control it. Let's take some example. Example of 4-1 in maize. Your spraying cost is 12,000 per hectare, 12,000 naira per hectare, for instance. And your maize selling price is 300 per kg. This is an example. Estimated loss from the farm from the armyworm is 40 kg per hectare. That's 1%. Now, calculate. If a 4-1 population will cause more than 12,000 worth of loss, you should spray. If the damage will be less than 12,000 naira, spraying is a waste. Naira per. Spraying is a waste. It's very, very explanatory. Practical interpretation. Few small larvae, no spray. Medium larvae found in 20% of plants, spray. Large larvae plus heavy larvae feeding, already above economic injury level. It's late. It will actually eat into the yield. Example 2, we are using amphibian and vegetable. Example, tomato. Your control cost is 8,000 naira. Expected loss from heavy amphibian is 25,000 naira. If the amphibian population is still small and only can cause 5,000 naira worth of damage, do not spray. If it grows larger enough to cause 25,000 naira worth of damage, you must spray. You will lose money if you don't. We'll go further to explain it. A few amphibians, leave them, leave ladybird herbs, leave calling and honeydew showing. It means that you're already close to economic injury level. Let's take another example. Stem borer in rice. Stem borer in rice. Assume control. We're assuming that control cost is 10,000 and yield loss 10% dead heart, 40,000 naira. Meaning that at 10% dead heart you must control. At 1 to 3% dead heart, no need to spray. Example, fourth example is in tick and livestock, where you have cattle and pig. Use chemical cost for 1,500 per animal. For example, tick infestation causes weight loss worth of 4,500 per animal. Meaning that low ticks gives rise to leave all treats locally. Heavy tick causes sores and blood losses. It means that it's already above the economic injury level. Then the third one is the concept of lowest population density, which is the lowest population density of a pest that will cause economic damage or the amount of pest injury which will justify the cost of control. In trying to explain it's a little bit simpler, the lower population density means that the smaller number of pests that can start causing harm. Even a small number may already be dangerous. This helps us to know when to begin to take action. Example of the lowest population density. The armyworm in maize, 1 to 2 larvae per 20 plants can start causing noticeable leaf damage. This small number can be enough to begin affecting the whole crop. This is why scouting starts early, even with low numbers. Number 6, choosing appropriate management tactics. How do we do that? For many pests, there are several management options to consider. After that, number 7, you now review your work Was the management effective? Did the action do what you wanted? Was the methods itself satisfactory? Were there any unintended side effects? What will be done in the future for this pest situation? So now you have decided something needs to be done. After you have reached the economic and other threshold, for many pests, there are several control patterns that can be used. This management option will be covered in other modules. Here we have the control method and the rest of it. One key point is that whatever management techniques you are using, go back and check it very, very well that it did what you hope it would do. And if there was anything that happened that you could learn from for the future, you have to check whether there's something you have to learn for the future. Four basic principles of IPM. We have to also consider that thorough understanding of crops, pests, and environment and their interrelationship. Two, it requires advanced planning, balanced cost benefit, or control practices. Understanding the basics of these principles of IPM is important if we are to become comfortable with IPM philosophy. Basic IPM is considered to be management intensive. Now, understanding crop growth and development. How do you grow a healthy crop? When is the crop most susceptible to pest damage? When is the crop under stress? Understanding the crop growth and development is an underlying principles of IPM. You must know that we cannot just focus on pests if you don't know the growth of your crop, because some pests attack when they are small, when the growth is small, when they are up to a certain level, when they are during maturity. Some pests attack at different stages of crop growth. So you must understand how do your crop how do you grow a healthy crop? When is the crop most susceptible? Knowing when a crop is most at this point to pest damage will help fine-tune our pest management recommendations so that we can avoid treating when crops are not susceptible, or can target management practices when they will be the most economical and effective. For example, post-emergence weed control in corn need to be made by the V4 stage of corn development. Application made after this stage will result in yield reduction due to weed competition. Late application may not provide satisfactory control. Late application may not provide satisfactory control due to weed hardening off, becoming less susceptible to the herbicides. When is the crop under stress? Understanding when a crop is under stress and how it might react to pest damage or pesticide application is important to crop advisors or farmers or our agronomists to understand. Normally, we think that a herbicide is taken up by a weedy plant and is subsequently killed. However, crop also take up herbicides, but in most cases are able to metabolize them to a form that is no longer herbicidal. However, a crop under stress from cool weather conditions grow more slowly and consequently are less able to metabolize the herbicide. Under this condition, cool and wet, under this condition of cool and wet, herbicides that normally don't injure a crop can cause injury resulting to crop loss. Proper identification, that's understanding the pest. Proper pest identification means knowing what pest is causing, knowing what pest is causing the damage, knowing what type the pest is and what stage it is. So you can apply the right control method at the right time. Proper identification. In IPM, the first and most important step, just like we say, to identify the pest. Proper identification is the foundation of successful pest management. Why proper identification matters in Nigeria, in our farm? Let me explain to you why. Our farm has diverse ecological zone. We have many look-alike pests, both local and indigenous and invasive pests. High pesticide misuse due to not actually taking time to diagnose. Example, farmers often spray insecticide for cassava mosaic disease, but CMD is a virus. Are you getting it? CMD is a virus, but they keep on spraying farm insecticide on cassava mosaic disease. But it's good to note that CMD is a virus, not an insect infestation. It's only the white fly that's a vector, the white fly that carries it. If you notice so the proper identification is to prevent the white flies. First step, observe the symptom. What do you see on the plant or animal? Do you see window panel feeding on maize leaves, like in the case of armyworm, spotted leaves on yam, anthracnose, or yellow mosaic on cassava? CMD, holes in stalk grain, weevils, sooted mold on citrus, whiteflies or aphid, stunted tomato plants, root rot nematodes. We look at some of the pests. You can see the diagram of the pests. You can see the diagrams of the pests. You can see the mildew, spittle bug. You can see the nymph. You can see potato leaf hopper nymph. You can also see giant horsetail. You can also see large crabgrass. Why the importance of proper identification? Both insects are green. Look at them. Both insects are green and well shaped, and because of their small size, are very difficult to tell apart. Fortunately, if you know a little about their life cycle, you have less difficulty with identification. However, because of their similar appearance and because people are so paranoid about potato leaf hot damage, they sometimes confuse mildew spittle bug for potato leaf hopper. The potato leaf hopper threshold is very low. It's very, very low than compared to the other one. Proper identification apply to other pests as well. We can see the hide beetle. On the next slide, you can see them. We are in the proper identification. When you cannot identify this pest, then there's a problem. You have to identify them so you know the control method to adopt or to use. You can see the adults of the beetle. Scavenger is a scavenger. You can see them. You can see between 6 to 15 days. You can see how they are when they are between 2 to 7 days. You can see the larva. You can see how they are when they are between 22 to 41 days. Key problem with beetle is that they cause structural damages, vector of poultry disease, public nuisance. It disperses into communities at clean out time. We're still looking at beetle, identifying them. You can see the adults, see the larva, see the other evidences that show that this is a beetle. You now notice the behavior of the animal which they are who they are affecting. We'll move to foul mite. You can see, you can look at it. When you look at it, you can see the foul mite. For those of us in poultry section, you can see the adult, you see the egg, you see the larva, you see the nymph. When you look at it, between 1 to 2 days, you can easily notice the nymph. It is 7 days life cycle of it. After 2 days, you see the larva. The egg has you can see 2 to 5 eggs laid after each blood meal. You can see the adults. Key problem with this is that most important and common external parasites of poultry, up to 15% reduction in egg production. That's it. Whatever that causes you 15% reduction in your egg production of your poultry, then it's a complete loss. It reduces fertility in male. It also reduces weight gain. We are still at the foul mite. You can see how it affects the animal. Animal behaviors and problem. It blackens feathers and scrapes in vents area of birds. Look on vents, tail, the back, the leg of female birds. Inspect entire male birds. Anemia in heavily infested birds. It causes too much problem. Causes too much problem. Understanding the pest life cycle is important for a number of reasons. When it is present, when it's present, you need to identify it. When it is most susceptible to control, that is the weak link. When it is too late to control, you need to understand how this works. When it is present, crop advisors are extremely busy during the growing season, and most of the times you will notice that field visits with the presence of pests. During the degree days are one method used to help time field visits. Insects are cold-blooded, and their development is closely associated with air temperature. The warmer the temperature, the quicker they develop. By tracking degrees day accumulations, crop advisors can better anticipate better presence. When is it most susceptible to control? The weak link. By knowing when the pest is most susceptible to control, commonly referred to as the weak link, is in its life cycle. Crop advisors can properly time management practice. Example of why this is so important follow is this. Annual weeds are most effectively controlled when they are small, either by tillage or by herbicide use. As weeds get taller, they are more difficult to disrupt with low cultivation and may not be uprooted. Taller weeds are also more difficult to control with post-emergence herbicide because they tend to harden off, making herbicides less effective. Certain weed species cannot be controlled with herbicide once they have emerged. Crabgrass is an example of a weed that must be managed before it emerges with tillage or pre-emergence herbicide. Insects are usually best controlled when they are small, immature nymphs or larvae. So crop advisors must be timely with their field visits. We look at the next slide. Housefly. You see, for those of us that have poultries, have livestock everywhere. Livestock, housefly is always a problem. As long as you're able to identify the pests involved, look at the pupa, look at the larva, look at the egg, look at the adults. You know, when you look at these things, you will be able to identify and also note that the key problems are very, very severe. Understanding pest life cycle. Example, like I said, rice stem borer. For example, the life cycle understanding is you have egg, you have larva, you have pupa, you have adult moths. The larva tunnels into stems and cause dead hearts or cause whiteheads. When is it present? Adults are present by when they lay egg early in the season. Larva damages the crop from tillering to booting. We'll move to 1D, understanding the environment. How does it affect the crop growth, stress, time within successful age, how it affects pest development, high mortality, high survival. Understanding how the environment affects pest and crop development. The weather is notorious for affecting pest development and survival. Certain weather patterns may affect and seed germination, may affect wheat seed germination, and explain why certain weeds are more abundant during wet falls or during wet season. Cold wet weather is conducive in development of insect fungal diseases. Under these conditions, a fungal pathogen may, by itself, control alfalfa weevil. Period of hot, dry weather favors spider mite. It favors spider mite epidemics in corn and soybean. During typical summer weather patterns, these pests are not a problem. But when conditions turn hot or dry, a crop advisor will recognize this condition and start to spot checking for spider mites. Basic principles. It requires advanced planning. In IPM approach, suggests that we focus on preventive management practices before relying on rescue treatments. This inherently requires advanced planning. As you saw in the previous slide, you must have a thorough understanding of the crop, pest, and environment. Use this information to anticipate pest problems and to plan preventive management practices such as crop rotation, row cultivation, varietal selection. We look at cost versus benefit of this practice. The cost, the project cost, the fuel cost, labor cost, marketing cost. It may increase crop damage from secondary pests. Any management practice that you do that has costs and benefits, management decisions should constantly balance between the cost and benefit of implementing a practice. Think about this before using the practice and re-examine the costs and benefit as follow-up. Example of costs that are associated with pest management tactics include product costs, for example, the pesticide, fuel we use in operation, the labor, people that operate the equipment, marketing options, restrictions on foreign market, etc. Increased damage from secondary pests. Sometimes misapplied pesticide can knock out beneficial organisms before the targeted pest is at a traceable level. The result can be an increase in target pest population relative to non-treatment. Another example of this is an adverse condition. Use of some pyrethroid insecticide to control one insect pest can release spider mite. It can release spider mite population to cause significant problem. What are the benefits? Benefit of this, there's yield economically, the quality, appearance, human livestock health, legal issues, acceptance of resultant commodity by end users. It will also give you peace of mind, ease of mind that you have everything under control. In summary, every factor drive decision making on farm. Habits: 1. Experience, fear, environment, access to information, the looks, the peer pressure, time, economics. By identifying and learning about a pest, more focus can be applied to the environment and economical consideration. So you can see that identifying the pests first is the most important thing. When you identify them, then you have a solution. It's when you don't identify them, then you start running helter skelter. If you identify a particular pest, you will be able to tell that this is a solution to it. Thank you very much. We have come to the end of the presentation for today. Hello?
More. Thank you. Thank you. More clap. I want to see clap, clap, clap. Thank you so much, Mr. Lucky. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we learned a lot. And before the questions, I'll just okay. Let me just take the questions first.
Before the question,
Okay.
I gave an assignment before we started.
Okay. Yes. So what do you want to do now? Do you want to go through the assignments?
Yes, I want if someone or if they have already done that, let us get
Are we submitting it? Are we submitting it here or via WhatsApp?
you can submit it via WhatsApp.
Okay, because the group is locked. That is why I'm asking. The group is locked.
Yes. Okay. After they open
Start opening the group. All right. Please let's keep putting our hands together. Even with the network challenges, we could still scale through and have a lovely class. Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Hello,
Lucky.
sir. I
We
didn't
really
get your
appreciate
assignment, please. Can you repeat your assignment, sir?
The assignment is this. I showed it before. This is the question. Scenario 1. A farmer in Kaduna noticed that his tomato plants are showing unusual symptoms. He reported the following. 1. Young leaf appear coiled upwards. 2. Presence of tiny green/yellow insect clusters on a tender shoots. 3. Sticky substance that honeydew on the leaves. 4. Salty black layer appearing on the sticky leaves. 5. Ants frequently climbing up and down the tomato stem. The task is using the IPM principle. Identify the most important, the most likely pests. Explain how you arrive at the identification, and suggest what additional information you would collect if you were unsure.
Mr. Lucky, is that how you can put the slide, that first slide again, so that you can just copy it, because I don't think they've gotten it.
Okay. Except if you can remove your slide. Let me project it back.
Okay. Technical team, did you get that?
It's not in your presentation. Just remove the presentation.
Oh, okay. That was a different one. Okay.
Yes. You can see it.
Okay. Yes, I think you can see it now.
We just give you a few minutes to write it down. Then you can send in your questions.
Okay, I think we should start asking questions. Please, if you have a question, I hope it's in the chat box so that I'll start going
And
through. And those of us on
so-
YouTube.
sorry, ma.
Okay.
Please, if in the process of you have a question before, and in the process of doing the presentation, and your questions were answered, there's no need to repeat it again.
Okay, okay. Did you get that? If you had a question in your mind and during the presentation he said something about that your question, please don't repeat the question just because you had a question. So those of us on YouTube, I hope you have prepared your questions. I already have one question on YouTube, and I think we'll just start with that. Okay. So we have a question from Songood. Is the username. Is a username, so I may not be able to pronounce it. So sorry. 9388. So he or she is saying, are there any specific high yield cassava sticks? Are there any specific high yield cassava sticks? And what could be the pest and pesticide to cure them? Did you get it, Mr. Lucky?
Yes, I got the question.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, there are high yielding cassava varieties, but most of the problem that we are having in cassava is cassava mosaic disease. So any cassava resistant variety that you can use that are resistant to CMD, then that's what you use. If you are talking about improved varieties based on yield or output, there are Baba 70, there are TME 419, there are TMS 3572. There's a lot of them. There are also yellow cassava varieties. But most of the times, what we're considering is the major problems, especially when you have your cassava during this dry season. And, that's when you start seeing these white flies disturbing everywhere. So the good thing about good cassava or having cassava that has resistant variety is this: if there are good varieties that are resistant to CMD, you can have the white fly all over wherever they want to be, but they will not transmit the disease of CMD into the cassava. So we have good quality cassava varieties. TME 419 and 419 is a very good variety. The TMS 3572 is also a very good variety, and a lot of them. Thank you. Then, when you talk about pests, when I want to use chemical to control pests, there's no. If it's for CMD, you cannot kill the CMD, but you can take care of the white flies. There are pests, there are chemicals, which I've already listed them in the next presentation. It's there. So, but are you there?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So, Mr. Paul is asking a question. I hope the person on YouTube understood the answer, and I hope he or she is still here with us. Okay. So, Mr. Paul asked a question. He said, "What is the difference between biological methods and traditional methods of controlling pests in our farm? Kindly give us examples. Biological and traditional, and we need examples." Thank you.
Okay. If you need an example of please, can you let him come again? Let me explain to him. Biological control is in
My
our
question
fourth
is
model.
this, sir.
Okay, just hold on, Mr.
Okay.
Paul. Biological control has a whole model 4. So I'm thinking that you should hold on so that when you get to that level, the question can be addressed. There's no need for us to just jump from the second module to 4 modules immediately. Do you understand, sir?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, right. So he's saying that you should not off your dial. Come back to us when we get to the fourth module, and the question will be extensively expounded on. Do you understand? Okay, so Mr. Obina is asking, how do we ascertain the exact quantity of a particular pesticide, since their measures are given per hectare? So how do we ascertain the exact quantity of a particular pesticide, since their measures are given per hectare? All right, sir.
I would like to say this. Every chemical has label. Every pesticide or insecticide or herbicide, they have label. They have direction on how to use. Have you noticed it? If you have noticed it, then there's no need for this question. It's clearly written.
Okay, thank you,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yeah, excuse, sir. Please, more light on that particular question. Yes, we know that there is dosage on every chemical, but they will say in 1 hectare. Assuming that, yeah, my farm is only on 2 plots of land, how do I determine the dosage? Because the
This is a
dosage
very
on the dosage is
this is a
based on
very this is a very
hectares.
good
Thank you,
question.
sir.
It's a very good question, but I would have preferred you wait to module 5. If I answer all these questions,
Okay.
so you people will not be. Yes, this is module 5. It's a topic on its own, chemical control and safe use of pesticide. So you can ask me any question there. I don't want to jump from anything that is not pest related now. I'll have to. I'm sorry about that. So that we can take our time to digest chemicals.
Okay. So I think
Okay, sir.
whenever we
I
want
still
to
have
get to the
question, ma.
question,
Hello, sir.
but I did not ask you to unmute. That's the problem.
Hello.
All right. Can you hear
Can
us?
I go? Can I go ahead with the question,
All right. All right.
sir? Assuming
Yes,
that
sir.
in my farm now there are 2 or 3 different pests identified in the farm, and the control measure for each and every one of them differs. How do I manage it? Maybe I might be managing one and at the same time doing harm to the crops. So how do I go about it? Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Still, I will. I will still. Let me just attempt friend. If not, I would have just suggested you wait till the chemical part of it. But when you identify 2, 3 pests in your farm, like I said, there are methods. Let me go back to this slide. Hold on before I answer the question. Yes. Can you see my slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Linking identification to IPM action. Take, for instance, you are having pest-related issues. You have 2 or 3 or 4 pests identified in your farm. Fine. I assume that you are using integrated farming method. You are using you planted a lot of other crops, plenty crops in one particular piece of land. Good. The best, as long as they are insects, the best possible way, whether there are 3 or 4, the best thing is to use biological, then move to cultural. That is, before you move to the using a selective insecticide for them, if the biological and cultural does not work. Because in IPM, we are trying as much as possible to tell farmers not to even use chemical, because at the point they use it more than they are supposed to use. So the first step is to adopt biological method, then cultural method, before you start thinking of selective method. Do I answer your question, sir?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So we have people on YouTube. Are you following? Okay, we are still expecting questions from YouTubers. Any other person here that wants to speak, you can unmute and ask your question. Just one or two people.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Lord.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, I do appreciate every one of us here, especially our presenters. Thank you very much. Please, I want to ask uh, we we produce an insecticide from maybe neem leaf or the seeds, can we classify that as a chemical?
Thank you. Neem leaf is very safe to use. It's not even a chemical. It's not. You can't just say it's a chemical, but that's the best. That's the best pesticide to use because it's organic. Or you just say it's organic chemical, but it doesn't have even in excess. It doesn't cause too much problem to vegetable. Neem leaves, they're organic, and that's exactly what you need in your vegetables. You need organic pesticide, not our regular pesticide that gives harm to human or the environment.
Okay,
Do I
sir.
answer your
Thank you.
question, sir?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you. Please, one more person and we'll call it a day. All right, so Joshua Gbemi is asking, how do you introduce? Okay. How do you introduce biological ladybug? How do you introduce biological ladybug? And after that, we'll have to call it a day. Sir, did you get me?
I got the question.
All right, sir.
Yeah, I would like to answer the question, but please, um, it will be better when we are doing our biological method.
Okay. So we are just trying to tell you guys that we have a lot to cover in this training. And whenever a topic is being treated, let us limit our questions within that topic. Or also write down the question in your book so that maybe that day where they are treating that topic that has to do with your question, you will see if it is answered, or if it is not answered during the training, you can ask it during the questions. But since whatever is spoken, whatever we thought about today, and limit your questions to that particular topic. So thank you so much, Mr. Lucky. Thank you. It was really an insightful session. We really appreciate you. Thank you for taking your time to be with us. Let's put our hands
Thank you.
together again for him. He has done so much for us. Put your hands together. I'm only seeing one person. Is it just one person that was in this hall? Please. Okay, we are doing well. All right, as we keep putting our hands together, let Mr. Mark come up with the announcements so that we can, those of us that were not here in the beginning of the lecture, will understand what GSAI is about and what is expected of us.
Please, I have question before Mr. Mark, not related to what we
Mr.
discussed now.
Otu, I saw your question.
Please, my question is this. Why is it that the management, they promised us in the last class that they will post the material on the WhatsApp platform? Till
I
date,
did
we
not,
have not seen the material.
I don't think they said so. They said they are going to send you the materials at the end of the whole training. That was what
Okay,
they
okay,
have been
okay.
saying.
And there is an appeal.
Like I said, I saw your appeal, Mr. Otu.
It's all right. I cannot. The appeal is at least I want to those of us that want to do the boat course. I don't know if you can give us a lower subsidy. I know things are hard, but just
I think
consider us. Look into that.
it's already lower. It's not 5,000 for, it's
Yeah,
not 10,000. It's already lower.
it's all right if you say so. Who am I?
Yes. No, no, I'm serious. It's not 5,000 each. If you are taking both courses, you are paying 8,000 for your certificates.
No, if you say so, who am I? I'm okay. Thank you, ma.
How much was your lower?
I can't suggest for you, but I just want you to at least cut something again from us.
Again. Oh God, this sounds. All right, Mr. Mark, please
The
come
economy is
up.
affecting us all. Thank you.
A big